Hey everyone, how we doing? Welcome to another episode of So NWA, the podcast where real stories meet real estate and everything in between. I'm your host, Juan Carlos, and of course, I got my co-host here, Enrique. Two local realtors here in the heart of Northwest Arkansas.
Absolutely, man. We started this podcast here because NWA isn't just where we work, it's what we call home. From the trails, the town squares, there's a story behind every single corner, and we're here to tell them.
Oh, definitely. Each episode, we try to bring these stories to the mic, sit down with folks who make this region special, business owners, artists, neighbors, locals, legends, diving into their journey, their hustle, and the places they love.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Whether you're born here or raised or just thinking about calling Northwest Arkansas your home, we're all about showcasing the people and places that make this area one of a kind.
Yeah, yeah. Think of this episode or think of all the episodes of a kind of like a front porch conversation with a side of real talk. So kick back, tune in, and let's get to know the heart and soul of Northwest Arkansas, one conversation at a time.
Awesome, guys. So we have a real special guest today. She's a local elementary school principal, Grace Hill Elementary, located here in Rogers, Arkansas. She has spent the last 20 years of her career in education, and Grace Hill Elementary has been named School on the Move Towards Excellence in 2020 and 2021. Everyone, please welcome Christina Meister. Thank you so much, Christina, for joining us today.
Thanks so much for the opportunity, guys. It's exciting to be here. I'm a little bit nervous. This is only my second podcast, but I am excited to be here. Love Northwest Arkansas and can't wait to share.
That's awesome. We love to get the perspective, love to hear the stories of the individuals. We love to hear their favorite places, and we love to highlight those things. So each episode is really refreshing, at least for me, and I believe for Enrique as well. Real refreshing to just hear these things. It's almost like hearing and getting to know the area all over again.
Yep.
So welcome. Thank you, Christina, for your time already. We really appreciate it. You said that you've been on a podcast already, or this is your second.
This is my second one. The other one was, I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago, Real Talk with Jeannie Spiller. It's an education podcast, really designed around the idea of inclusion and inclusive practices for students with disabilities.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's definitely. How did that go? How did you feel?
It was good. A little bit different than this. I did it through a phone, so I never made contact with the people.
Oh, okay.
It was all through a phone. So this is different. I feel like we're actually, sitting around a table having a conversation, which is nice.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe we try and go for. Normally, so for our audience, we're actually sitting in, I believe it's your office.
Yeah.
Right? We're sitting in our office here at the Grace Elementary. Usually same deal, right? We'll set a table, but it'll be at Juan Carlos's house. But we love to have it where we're just sitting here talking and enjoying the hour that we got together.
Yeah, definitely. I do think, there might be a time where we will probably have to do one virtually, but I think for me, it really makes a difference when we're together. I feel like, just physical interacting and talking, conversation, body language, and everything, I think really makes it more authentic. And I think our audience can just hear that in our voices and everything. So I think that really makes it fun. And then ultimately, I think that's where they will engage and everything. So
I agree.
So yeah, thank you guys. But, in each episode, I always ask, how was y'all's week? So we'll start off with Enrique.
Man, week's good, man. Week's been good. It's yesterday was it yesterday? It was Monday or Tuesday. I met with a seller in Fayetteville.
Okay.
Looking to maybe list her home. And so that was a nice opportunity, and set up an appointment with a potential buyer, homeowner.
Cool.
For tomorrow. So week's been good, man. Working on the current file we got. So everything is good. Family's good. Fiance's good. Life is well right now.
That's good. That's good. And Christina, how about you? How's your week been?
Had a great weekend.
Okay.
So we normally, for the past, since January, we've been in travel volleyball mode. My oldest plays volleyball. And so we travel a lot all around for tournaments. And last weekend we had a little bit of a break. So it was nice to be able to stay home, get some yard work done, relax, veg out and watch some Netflix for a little while. So it was good just to relax, rest, take a break.
Darn right. We didn't get to go to those games. Dang.
Yeah. We're back at it this weekend.
Okay.
So we'll be in Little Rock this weekend.
Was it canceled maybe from weather or something? Or
no, we just did not have a tournament on the schedule last weekend.
Oh,
so we
okay.
had
So
a
we
little
just
bit of a break.
Got it. I know we've right now it is raining, and this last week or so we've gotten a few inches of rain. So I
Yeah.
just thought maybe that was the case.
Yeah, they don't cancel those tournaments. You know, when you have indoor sports, you go rain, shine, snow.
That's right. It is.
Oh, it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's true. Sorry. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You mentioned Netflix, so you didn't have to go out. So you're watching Netflix.
Yeah.
What are you watching right now?
Okay,
Netflix?
right
Yeah,
now
what do
I
you-
just started the series Ransom Canyon. Now, I don't know if you guys would like that. It's kind of a Virgin River style
Oh, I've seen
show.
that. Yeah, yeah.
And so I don't know if, yeah, my husband does not watch it. It's just me. But I'm kind of hooked. I'm on, I think, episode 5.
That's so.
So I looked it up, and the very first picture is of a cowboy, and he's just petting a horse.
Okay, yeah. There's some cute cowboys in there.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
You know, I got my 2 cents on Virgin River. It started off really good, and then I
Yeah.
feel like it just.
I did not watch the last season. I kind of the same vibe. I got stuck and I just couldn't finish it out. I will go back and finish it.
Yeah, my wife likes it a lot, and you know, I thought the first season was very how do you say it? Yes, it's like not a rom-com. It's more kind of what would you call
It
that?
kind of is.
I guess it is, but after a while, I was like, dude, there's something always going on in that town. What?
Well, Ransom Canyon's a little bit of the same, but
Okay.
you know, different.
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
So
yeah.
right
No.
now it's new.
Is
and
it kind of
fresh.
like not
They're
like
building the-
Yellowstone? Is it?
No, but Yellowstone's another favorite of mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did finish that.
I'm watching. My wife and I were watching completely like 180 is The Agency on Showtime.
Oh, yeah, I have
Oof.
not seen that.
That's
What's that one about?
It is. I don't know how to Michael Fassbender. What I'll say Magneto from X-Men. The young.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
if you know,
yeah.
he plays a CIA agent. So the agency is referring to the CIA,
Mhm.
and which they're probably listening to it now that I said that right.
Mhm.
So he works at a station out in London, and basically it's just navigating what like a day looks like. But
Okay.
there's also like a love interest in it,
Uh-huh.
and then he's also navigating a big issue that's going on in the show
Okay.
too. Like basically one of the operatives or assets is what they would call him got caught, and they're
Mhm.
trying to get him back because obviously it works for the
Mm,
CIA
well,
and
sure.
spill secrets or whatever, right? So in the show, it's like 2 things are going on. Is like we're trying to get this CIA person that got caught back, and then he's also dealing with like a love interest thing, and it just really deep dives into like this whole world, and you're like, dang,
Yeah.
I don't watch that before going to bed. I just
Yeah.
I watch it in the middle of the night because I will probably have a dream about it. I'm like, dude, the CIA's
If
after
you
me or
like
something.
that, HBO Max, Lioness. If you haven't
Lioness.
seen Lioness, it's
Okay.
excellent.
Yeah, with
Nicole Kidman.
and
I can't think of that other actress's name.
the one that was
But she's been in a lot of things.
the Avatar, Zoe.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Really good one.
Lioness. Okay, cool.
The only thing I've watched on HBO Max is The Sopranos.
Bro.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
a classic.
Oh, it's a classic.
right?
Yeah, it's
You haven't seen the Penguin?
The Penguin. I have to. People
Bro,
are like giving
oh,
it an
man.
homage to The Sopranos.
It's really
I
good,
have to
man.
watch
It's
it,
so
yeah.
good.
It's,
You know,
For the listeners out there, The Sopranos is
OG.
about the OG from the 90s, early
Yeah.
2000s, about the Italian mafia
Right.
in New Jersey. So, good show.
Yeah,
Won't dive
yeah,
too deep to it because we're a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
Different
be
people.
in
It's
a
good
rabbit
show.
hole forever.
Yeah.
So something I had pulled up here in this random question generator is, what is the next thing you have on your on the to buy list? So Christina, what is on your
To
list to buy?
buy.
Yeah,
For fun or practical?
whichever.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
So for practicality, I need a new window. Our window started leaking,
Aw.
that hard rain that came the other day. So
Maybe
looking for a good window. I've had a few people out to give us some bids. So
Okay.
windows, not very fun. Fun things to buy, not really fun for me, but our daughter
Mhm.
is now driving or
Oh, okay.
learning to drive.
yeah, yeah.
So the next big thing is a car.
Is a
for
car?
her. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. We're going back to the window. No, it's not a seal. Like you're not supposed to, like.
It is a seal.
Okay.
And we have had it repaired a few times now. And I just
I see.
think, with the number of times we've had to repair it, and it works for a while. It gets us through.
Yeah.
But it's like, these windows have been here since the house was built. So probably need to start making a plan.
You know what that reminds me of? The story about the leaking toilet or on the second floor.
Oh, Well, I don't think you heard this. We had it happen again.
Yeah, the
last
second time.
week. Second time.
Yeah,
Oh,
second time.
you
Yeah, the
heard
second
about
time.
the
Yes, yes,
second
yes.
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Making
kind of
fun,
common,
man.
kind of common theme here of water and
Yeah.
getting into the
it's-
house. Yeah.
So he's referring to, we had a leak at our house back, it was New Year's Eve, and our nephews, cousins, everyone over,
Mhm.
and the kids overflowed the toilet
Oh,
upstairs,
no.
and it started raining downstairs.
Oops.
So we just got that fixed. And then last week, my husband and I were out eating at one of our favorite restaurants. I'll give a shout out to Blue in downtown
Oh, I
Rogers.
love it. Yeah, yeah.
And we were headed home and got a phone call from our oldest crying, saying there was a hole in the ceiling downstairs and a waterfall coming down. So
Oh,
for the
my
second
goodness.
time, we are repairing our ceiling from an upstairs plumbing
Oh.
situation. So our kids right now are banned from all upstairs plumbing. I'm kidding. They can use the seats and stuff, but seriously, no baths.
No
at our
baths.
house.
Got it.
Was it just due to that toilet, or is it a deeper issue than that?
No, it was them just flushing. I don't know what they'd flushed down it, probably a lot of toilet paper, and
It's got clogged,
just
basically.
continued
Oh,
to
man.
flush when it beyond telling us it was clogged and needed. They
Oh,
needed
man.
help.
You know, it happens. It
You know,
happens.
kids,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Enrique, how about you? What's on your to buy list?
Man, there's a lot on my
You know,
list.
something
man.
fun. What do you got?
For me, fun, probably a new graphics card for my PC that I use for work and a little bit of gaming whenever I have some
Nice.
free time.
Okay.
Fun.
So that, and then for like Christina here said, for practical, I need to buy some underlayment. Next week we're gonna be putting in some LVP flooring
Oh,
in
okay.
our property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought all the flooring, but I didn't buy any underlayment. So I gotta
Okay.
go and buy that now.
Ah, I
Yeah.
see. I see. That's
Is
cool.
this is your personal home
Yeah,
or a home you're
Yeah, it's a personal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and my fiance own.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, so I just need underlayment because I mean I could put it with just the LVP because it comes with one already on it, but
Mhm.
just to be on the safer side.
Yeah.
Make it, build it right, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
build it right or do it right. That's good.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, Carlos, what about you? What's on your list?
What's on my list? I have a list of things I probably won't get, but it's still there.
Like you just put them in your car and it just sits there forever.
Something like that. Like I gotta somehow negotiate with the wife. Be like,
Yeah.
hey,
Oh,
this
there you
is.
go.
I need this.
So we use the Amazon card at our house as hints to each other on what you can buy us for a gift if there's like something like
Ooh.
Mother's Day coming up
Okay.
or Father's Day.
Yeah.
So
I like that idea.
I like that's a good
It's very
birthday.
smart.
Birthday.
yeah, birthday.
Hey, I see. So my list, I would say, what would be? I did probably on my next closing. I want to buy. So I'm a big Formula One fan,
Mhm.
and Legos came out with basically it's like a 2-foot Lego set of a Formula One car.
Oh, that's
I mean,
cool.
it's like $300. So I was thinking
Yeah.
like that would be, oh man,
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
just to build that would be so fun.
Never too old for Legos.
No.
I don't think so. I don't
Never.
think so.
Legos
We
are
had
fun.
Legos out in here today.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
See,
Yeah.
it's built. It activates the mind.
Yeah.
and,
I
and
agree.
building stuff. Practical. I like something I need soon. I need to change the brakes on my car, on one of my cars. So I don't know if that's kind of
Your
falls into-
the Kia Soul? Or-
yeah,
okay.
the
Mercedes.
the Mercedes,
The
yes.
Mercedes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in my video, when I do videos for real estate, for like a property tour or something, sometimes my car will pop out in the front of the video, and I'll call it my Mercedes.
Oh,
But it's a
But
Kia
it is
Soul.
not.
It's a black
Okay,
Kia
there you
Soul,
go.
2016. It's a Mercedes for me.
yeah.
It, cra-
There you
it cracks
go.
up every time while you do it in the video. It just makes you laugh.
It's fun. I love that car. The fact that I don't have a car payment and I just
Yeah.
That's the best thing right
Just-
there.
Yes.
yeah, that
Yeah.
is it. So
There's something about that. My husband has a truck that he's had for a while now, and I keep telling him, get a new truck. Just get a new truck
Mhm.
because everyone, it has things that go wrong with it.
Sure.
But he is so attached to that truck. He doesn't have a car payment. He just
It's
he
so
cannot.
nice.
He can't give it up.
it is nice to not have a car payment and just to well, that's fine. I
Yeah.
got a ding.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my advice to anyone.
Yeah.
Personally, like if you can avoid getting a car payment, I would say
Yes.
do that.
Yeah.
I mean, financially, that's probably a smart decision.
Yeah.
It helps
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah,
I
that
agree.
definitely helps a lot. So folks, we'd love to know, Christina, where, if you're not originally from Northwest Arkansas, how did you discover or move to Northwest
Yeah.
Arkansas?
I graduated from Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, and my husband, well, at the time he wasn't my husband, but we were dating and very serious. I mean, we knew we were going to get married. He was looking at law schools because he had just finished undergrad and was going to law school. So he ended up getting accepted at the University of Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
And so he said, well, let's just take a trip down there and like check it out and see what's going on. Meantime, my youngest sister played soccer for the University of Arkansas. So I already kind of knew the area because we would come up and go to her games and all of that. So we came up here and kind of checked out the area, and it's grown so much. It's changed so much.
Definitely.
But I already knew I loved the area. And then he came, and there's just so much outdoor stuff to do and that kind of thing. And we just landed at U of A because one, he got accepted into law school here, but second, we just fell in love with the area. It wasn't too far away from family. My sister was already here, and we came here. He finished law school, so we lived here that whole time. I got a teaching job here. We had the intent of going back to Oklahoma, and after being here 4 or 5 years, we just decided this was home.
Yeah, just never
never went back.
If you don't mind me asking, when was it that you guys made that transition? What year was it? Because you mentioned it changed a lot compared to now.
Yeah, it was. So let's see, I've been in education 20 years, so it'd probably be around 20, 21 years. Yeah. This is my 21st year, actually.
Okay,
so it's been,
04,
we moved
04,
here
05
my
then.
first,
something like that.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we were probably we moved.
Well, I was in Florida at the time.
Yeah, you were in Florida. Yeah,
I was in Florida.
Yeah, I was probably probably at Elmwood at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like how you said how you noticed it changed so much from back then.
It really has.
It's
And at
just
the time,
crazy.
we lived in Fayetteville, and there wasn't a lot to do outside of like college town Fayetteville. We were young, so I would commute. I was working in Springdale at the time.
Okay.
So I just commute there and back, but everything we did was in Fayetteville at the time.
Yeah.
You know, that's something I feel I keep kind of hearing more and more. Like when we had the episode, when we were recording with Kevin last week, and he was saying that, you know, he went to school at U of A, and all the stuff he was doing was basically in Fayetteville. And Rogers and Bentonville, there wasn't too much going on.
No.
You know,
I think at first this area was mainly known, I guess, for the University of Arkansas, just there in
College Town.
Fayetteville, College Town.
Yeah.
But I think now it's just
Spread.
it's just branching out, and now it's just all these 5 major cities are looked at as one big one, if you will.
Right. Yeah,
And
it really
so-
is. You really can't tell where one city ends and another begins unless you're really from here and kind of know the area.
that's
Agreed.
true. That's
Yeah,
true.
I agree. That's crazy how our area has been growing.
Yeah.
So you've been in education your 21st year. What do you enjoy the most, in your opinion, working in education with all this experience that you got?
Definitely the kids. I mean, I find my joy in the classrooms with the kids, being out at recess with them, just talking to them. You know, I had a kid in here the other day, and even when they're in trouble, sometimes just having conversations with them and just getting to know them on a personal level. And it's just, it really just, it fills my bucket every day. So it's definitely the kids.
Have you always worked with elementary school students?
Always been in elementary. So I started as a pre-K kindergarten teacher.
Okay.
So then made the leap to administration, an assistant principal. And it's always been at elementary, pre-K5 or K5.
Got you.
Yeah.
I see. I forget about that sometimes where, you have your K through 5, then you have your middle school and then high school. So in this episode, in this podcast, we've done an episode with Martin, which is a middle school principal.
Martin. Good guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is.
Yeah, he was my teacher, and I was a freshman in high school. He was my teacher. Yeah. So
that's kind of the connection
I
right
didn't know
there.
Martin was that old.
He's gonna get mad.
He's here, then he's
Oh man! So we had him, and then we also had another facilitator of mine, Coach Smith. He works at Elmwood now. I don't know if you're familiar with Coach Smith.
I don't think I know him.
Yeah.
Is it Stephen Smith?
Okay.
Coach, you're gonna forgive me. I can't remember your first name.
So
Did
did you graduate from Heritage then, or Rogers?
I graduated from Rogers New Technology High School.
Okay.
Yeah. So all my 4 years, I went there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that's where he started first, and then he made that transition to administration also,
Okay.
and then he went to Heritage for a while,
Yeah.
and then now he's at Oakdale.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good guy.
Yeah, I'm searching for a high school principal or AP here soon.
Yeah,
So we can have all
Okay.
three, right?
Yeah.
Elementary, middle
Represent all
school,
three.
and a high school.
Yeah.
Just kind of see what.
Definitely the experiences are so different.
Oh, I bet.
And it's interesting because I talked to Chip Greenwell, principal over at Heritage this morning, and just always like finding ways to connect and partner together so all of our schools can kind of we're serving a lot of the same kids and families. They have siblings at all of our schools. So just the more we can partner together to serve the community, just the better things are.
Oh, I can definitely, I can see that. How would, just curious, what would when you say partnering with the high school, what would an event look? Are you talking about like an event or something?
So we just did my assistant principal Miguel and Martine and a big crew from Heritage High School worked together on a big multicultural night.
Yes.
And so we held the first one this year here at our school. So everyone from Oakdale, the high school, came over. We had kids here. We had community members here. We had food trucks. It was awesome.
Nice. That's awesome.
We and every time we do it, we just expand it. So last year was our first one at Heritage. Then we had one this fall here, and then we just had one at Heritage with all of us. And I want to say something like over 100 community vendors and stuff were represented at the event. They had performances from all different countries that are representative of our student body. That night, it was a lot of fun.
I remember I was walking the school with one of my coworkers that day, and they during the event, we were just kind of checking the event and everything. And you're right, the bunch of vendors and people, just information and just having a good time. I think that's really important.
That's a big event, over 100 vendors. That's
it was
huge.
a lot of people. And don't quote me on the 100 vendors. I'm just by glancing at it, there were a lot of people there.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Even still, like, that's to get an X amount of vendors together to a school and host an event for the kids and the community. That's always a real huge deal, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I mean, you did already share a little bit of your history with this this area, right? You guys moved here from Stillwater, correct? And then you were in Fayetteville and with education. But what was the biggest? How did you get into education?
So I'd always in the back of my mind, just from a young kid, wanted to be a teacher. I was the oldest of 3 girls. I would make them play school with me. I would always be the teacher. They were always the students. So that kind of was always in the back of my mind. What's funny is when I enrolled in college, I decided to go into public relations.
Okay.
So I spent probably my first year and a half or so of my college career. That was the path for me, was public relations. Specifically, I wanted to go into journalism. I wanted to be out in the field, like talking to people, that kind of thing. And then, I don't know, there was just something always tugging at my heartstrings to come back to education. So I had a scholarship to continue in public relations, and I turned it down and switched my major to education. And what's funny is I probably use my public relations, like just what I've learned from that in this job, a lot more than I might have in any other role.
Ooh, I can see that.
Just like talking to parents, talking to community members, just, talking to you guys.
Yeah. I think that goes a long way, kind of having that insight or having that knowledge of how to talk to different people in different stages. And I think parents is obviously going to be a big one.
Yeah.
You have obviously number of parents coming into with their kids here, and you kind of have to gauge where they're at and vice versa to kind of just have that.
Everyone has different personalities, right? Something that our team leader Francisco and I were talking about the other day was the DISC profile. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
No.
I'll look it over very quickly, but it's basically an idea of everyone's different, and so depending on where you fall on the DISC profile, you need to learn how to communicate effectively on the other side of where you're at.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of, I don't know if you've heard of the 5 love languages.
Yeah.
But it's the way you communicate compassion towards people and how that they interpret that,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I think it's yeah.
Yeah, just having to learn how to effectively understand and communicate with different personalities and,
Yeah.
like you said, different cultural backgrounds too. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
so
Yep.
I
For
can see how
sure.
that public relations experience that you have with school is real helpful to what you're doing now as a principal here.
Yeah.
So let's see here. You mentioned you did an event. How long ago was that event, Heritage?
That was back in, I want to say we just had it in March prior to spring break.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
so it wasn't too long
so
ago.
fairly recent. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, are you doing anything new coming up, or is the school going to do any changes or any initiatives here compared to last year or the last event?
Well, we're wrapping up this school year, but one thing we're doing this year that's different from last school year is we're getting ready to have a big color fun run.
Oh.
So the kids are it's a fundraising event. So the kids will, get donations, sponsors to sponsor them for this run. And they'll get an opportunity to run around our track outside. And there'll be different stations along the track where they get sprayed with color slime.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a liquid slime that they get. So they get super messy. They get a white shirt so that they can get messy in it. They'll wear messy clothes. And it's all to raise money just for our school to be able to put on some amazing events for families, parents going into, next year.
Yeah, I can say I think for those kids, that's going to last them forever, their
Yeah.
whole life, because I went to Westside Elementary,
Uh-huh.
and I remember I started their third grade, obviously till fifth. But after, like, kind of during this time, right, end of the year,
Mhm.
they would throw this, like, kind of like field day, if you will.
Yes.
They'd have people come out and, like, put out
Yeah.
bounce houses, like
Oh, yeah.
pools and slides and all that stuff. And
We
I'm
have one here, the
24.
27th coming up. And it's,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's one of the highlights of the year.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, something I noticed, and it's kind of random, but you're talking about the field, and I just visually I picture, Westside Elementary's field. I mean, dang, they have
Yeah.
some land.
They
Yeah,
do.
they have
They
a
really
big-
do.
But then I also think of Matthias.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that whole I don't really know the property lines, but I mean, if you just look at it,
just
it almost
goes
seems like it
forever.
has. I mean, it's probably.
Yeah.
If I had to put a number on it, it seems it's almost 10 acres.
Wow.
I might be. Is it five?
We're gonna have to look at county records.
I'm curious.
to
Yeah,
figure it
county records. Okay.
out. Yeah, we can figure
Man,
it
I
out.
might say 5 to 10 acres of just backyard
Wow.
land space. Is what I think, because
That's
someone was
great.
telling me that one kind of these newer subdivisions, like a house is a quarter.
Not even
Mm.
that. It's less. It's like 0.14 now. 0.15.
So then I think of like
Of land.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's real itty bitty nowadays with at
Mhm.
least new construction. Some
Yeah.
of them are still
Mhm.
doing like 0.30. Every
Yeah.
once in a while they'll sell them with an acre, but
Okay.
it's real small now.
And so I think of
Yeah.
it kind of like that, and I think, okay, so that's 4 houses with including their front and backyard. Maybe 5 houses would be 1
Mhm.
acre in my mind, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, there's gonna be like 40 houses over there, and that's a lot of land. But anyways, yeah, Matthias, West Side, Grace Hill, I think is maybe not as much,
Yeah, I don't think
No.
our land is as big.
but
One
man,
thing we always do for field day that's super fun is
Yeah.
we have the fire department always comes out with
Aw.
the big fire
Ooh,
hose.
Nice.
And they get it going and the kids get to play in the water.
That's cool.
And it is a lot of fun.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I think those events are, like I said, it'll last them forever.
It's
I
just
think
the
it'll be
memories,
it's the
you know?
memories. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do parents come on those days too?
Yeah, we have
okay.
a lot of parents come volunteer.
Oh,
Some of them
that's
come,
amazing.
just helping us out. We
Yeah.
have great parents.
That's cool. I think
It
that is
is.
very memorable. Earlier, we were talking about how you went to school for, I think it's a public relations, right? And then
Yeah.
and then you went into education, but then you said that you were surprised to, in a way, surprised to learn that you basically almost use that on
I
a daily.
do. I use it all the time.
So, what is another thing that has surprised you from being in this role? As being a principal.
Really just, I would say surprising maybe is, education has changed a lot.
Ooh, that's so good.
Back when I was a kid, testing wasn't as big of a thing. Like we didn't test as much. I remember we did take tests, but they
Mhm.
weren't until probably after third grade.
Mhm.
And now there's just a lot more emphasis on accountability for schools to help kids grow. And the way they measure that is through test scores.
Mhm.
And so you kind of have to balance, we want kids to understand the platform and how to take the test, but you don't want to be, we're trying to go beyond just building test takers. We want kids to be problem solvers. We want them to be creative, innovative,
Sure.
that kind of thing. So keeping that forefront, like how are we helping grow these kids for their future jobs, careers, life beyond school. Just keeping that balance, even when it feels heavy on the accountability side with legislation and that kind of thing, has definitely been a shift.
I can see that. I can see that definitely over the years that it's been a big change towards testing and seeing how the kids do.
What
A big emphasis on
what
it.
kind of challenges do you think you run into with the students, at least when it comes to all that testing?
I definitely think we have to keep in mind as teachers and as administrators that there's real testing anxiety. I had testing. I still remember like sitting down to take a test and you'd get testing anxiety. So letting them know like you've got this. We've prepared for this. We've worked towards this. You've got this. And you know what? It doesn't define you.
Mhm.
A test score is not going to define any one person. There's so much more to a kid than a number and a test score.
Absolutely.
And so we have to remember to keep in mind to look at the whole child and look at growing them as a whole human, not just this one day, one test. I mean, a kid can have a bad day and come in and maybe not do well, and that's still okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember I was in middle school. I think it was either 6th or 7th grade. So I'm Hispanic, right? And I think the reason they do this is because I think they put me down as Spanish as my first language. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, no, you're correct.
It's for
So
the
when parents come in,
was it ESL? Is that what it is? Or
yeah, so when parents come in, they fill out a home language survey,
Mhm.
and it's part of what every school has to do.
So yeah, I had to do every year
Yeah,
since I could remember that
right.
exam. And I remember one year I just did not want to take it. And I
Yeah.
think I spent maybe like 2 or 3 hours outside of the
Yeah.
testing room with this. I don't even know who this person was, but they were just trying to convince me this and that. And
Yeah.
they were like, "This is the last year you'll take it. If you pass it, you don't have to take it." And so I was like, "Okay, fine. If I don't got to take it next year." Anyway, come next year, I got to take it again.
And I
Got
think that's
you.
just what I
got
want legislators, if they listen to this podcast,
Yeah.
just to hear like there's challenges with that. And anytime legislators make a decision and they're not in the trenches seeing the impact, you just have to be careful with that,
Mhm.
because making decisions from sitting at a desk there trickles down and really has an impact on people all the way down to the student.
Mhm. Do you think being kind of conscious of what can affect not just students, right, but team members,
Mhm.
faculty, etc., do you think that is a good quality for a great school leader? And if so, what other traits do you think go along with that?
Definitely. I mean, I think, and one of an administrator's biggest jobs, right, is to kind of be that buffer for teachers so that their instructional time can be protected and they can have the biggest impact they can on kids. And if you're not acting as that buffer to them, then that stuff does trickle down and it have an impact. Yeah, definitely.
Going back to that question, I think that's a great question, Enrique. The qualities that make a great school leader, and I think of that as a teacher as well. And Christina, please, I'd love to just hear some insight of when you have a vacancy, right? Teachers leaving,
Right.
or you have to hire a teacher, or
Yeah.
things like that. What are some things that you look for, if you can say?
I have this, and I'm going to kind of refer to it. So we, as a team here at Grace Hill, we came up with our core values. Like, what are the things that we believe in? And it really shapes like how we as teachers behave in a school. And those are, we believe that kids come first. Like in our interview, we intentionally ask questions to get to the heart of, the people we're interviewing, or these candidates, do they believe truly that kids come first? And what, evidence in their answers and their responses do you have that they're gonna do what's best for kids, right? We believe all students can learn at high levels. So we have kids that come in and speak no English, as you mentioned before.
Mhm.
We have kids that come back from backgrounds of trauma, and we cannot lower our expectation just because of those barriers, right? We have to keep our expectations high for kids, but come alongside them to help them reach that. The reality is our kids are going to be competing with kids on the other side of town who maybe don't have those struggles, right?
That's right.
And so it is our job, though, to break those ceilings away from kids so that we don't put a ceiling on them by lowering our expectations. They need to have the options when they graduate to say, you know what, if I want to go to college, I'm going to college. If I want to go straight to the workforce, I'm going to the workforce. If I want to go into the military, I can do that. And if we start lowering expectations, even at the elementary level, you suddenly start putting caps on what kids' options are when they graduate. And that's not fair.
I like that. I think a lot of them tend to forget how impressionable children can be. I mean, just something as small as like putting a cap on what they can do now, that can have a huge effect on them when they're an adult.
Absolutely. And they don't even know it.
Yeah.
So you have a kid that tells you no at elementary. Well, if you accept the no and you don't push them to do hard things that they don't believe yet that they can do, then you've limited them.
Yeah.
Wow, very good. I like that. I like Grace Hill. You guys are the Huskies, correct?
Yeah.
I'm a dog person, so already Grace Hill is one of my favorites, and let alone for that. But now
we gotta get a dog now, bro.
Man, I'm trying, man. I gotta negotiate.
You gotta negotiate with the wife.
Yeah. Just for a while, he was dog sitting for one of his friends' cutest dog. His dog named Chewy.
Oh my gosh,
so cute, and he fell in love with Chewy.
So you don't have kids yet, right? Am I correct about that?
No.
Okay,
but
so
I can
get a dog before you have children.
Man.
Like it's like you have to. That's like you have to take that step before you have a kid.
I was thinking about and I think I can say this because I think this will air in possibly like 2 months or so. But my wife and I were expecting, so
you are
Yeah.
now get a dog.
There you go.
Here, honey, 4 months pregnant. Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you so much. I have not shared too much, but I think because it's still recent,
Yeah.
a couple months, but I will be in these next few weeks.
That
But
is so exciting.
are, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're going to make an amazing dad.
Oh, I appreciate
You'll be a
that.
better dad if you can get that dog first.
Oh, thank you. See?
Just kidding.
There you go. I love it. So, we were talking earlier about school. It seems like this this event that you were talking about holding with the community, the fire truck that coming on the school. What do we call those events? Like
multicultural. Is what we typically call it. Multicultural diversity night. It's just a celebration. We live in a super diverse community.
Yes.
And I don't know that some people may not even acknowledge or even realize that, but we live in just a beautiful community that represents all cultures.
Yes.
And I think that is the strength of our community too, is that we are so diverse. I am so glad that my kids go to school in a community where they get to experience different cultures. I just think it makes them better humans.
Yeah.
It makes them, just have a better understanding of the world, really.
I think that this Northwest Arkansas area definitely has I call it recipe, because but it's a good recipe of for the community, from the amenities that we have to offer, the schooling, there are, polite when we go out in public, and all the events the community puts on, and all these number of things.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, school leaders like yourself who really instill that into their staff and the students and everything. So I feel like a lot of families get to enjoy that type of environment or culture here, and it just adds to it. So I love this area.
I totally agree.
But going back to that event, is one of it seems like that might be one of the most favorite events or traditions in the school year.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to call it a tradition. We've done 3 of them, but it's definitely becoming a thing now that has just gotten bigger every time we've done it.
Do the kids start asking, are we doing this next year?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
And so anytime we open our doors in the evenings to families, I mean, they come, especially when there's food.
Oh,
you have
true.
good food, people come.
Oh, for sure.
That's funny. That is pretty good.
Do you usually do food trucks, or do you usually cater?
It depends. So we have done food trucks for the multicultural nights, but other times we'll just order like pizza. Sometimes we'll have we have a really good partnership with Acambaro. A big shout out to Acambaro.
Yeah.
We actually 2 of their daughters work here, so we have a teacher that's one of the family members, and we have an assistant. that's one of the family members. And so they do a great job of just really helping us out with those events.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Nice.
So what is another event or tradition that you guys look forward to each year? You know, I know summer's a big one, right? That
Yeah.
summer, last day of school,
Yeah.
we're out of here.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
mean,
curious.
Enrique mentioned Field Day.
Oh, Field Day.
is
Okay.
a huge thing
Okay.
that we do every year. In the fall, next year, we have not done this yet. We're going to do something called One Book, One School. And I know a lot of schools in our community do One Book, One School. So every kid will get a copy of Charlotte's Web. Did you guys read that as a kid?
Yeah.
And they'll get to, we'll read it as a school. So they'll have different chapters that they read at home as a family each night. And then we're going to have a big event here, like a hoedown with a petting, like a farm animal petting zoo and some other things going on for families.
Oh, so they get to come into the
Come into the school, and we'll have all kinds of like
Yeah.
fun activities
That's pretty
around
cool.
the book.
It's like
Oh,
they're
like
reliving the
for
book.
the-
in
Yeah,
person.
like we're living. Yeah, you're coming
Yeah.
into the book is what I meant.
That's
Sorry.
cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is very
Nice.
cool.
It'll be
Yeah,
fun.
I like that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
What's
good
another
idea.
book that they might do where that would be really good?
So we have, I mean, this will be our first year to do it, but I know another school in our community has done The Wild Robot, which is also made into a movie.
Oh
now.
yes,
And
yeah.
The Wild Robot.
I've not seen
That's
it,
a
but
great
I can
one, too.
picture.
Yeah.
I think the cover of the movie or
The
whatever.
Wild Robot. I don't think I'm familiar with this.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
I have not read it or seen it, but I've heard really good things. And there was a kid in the office the other day that walked by to say hi, and he had the book, and
Oh,
he
that's
said it
cool.
was a great book.
That's cool. That's cool.
It got good ratings for the movie. Rotten Tomatoes, famously known for being
Yeah.
harsh on movies, they give it a 96%.
Oh wow,
So
that
that's-
is pretty
that's
That's real
good.
good.
I
Yeah,
have a feeling probably in the next few years I'll be watching a lot of kid movies. So.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Man.
So this is always a question that when it comes to education, you know, I think the district is obviously a huge factor into how we get to, I would say not work, but how we act in the school, and because it's from the leadership from above, right?
right.
So what makes Rogers Public Schools stand out compared to
Yeah.
other districts if we
I-
have worked at other
yeah.
districts?
I love this district, and it's not only as a parent, as an administrator here, but as a parent too. One of the things I love about this district is it's a large district,
Okay.
but it still feels very family, community oriented. And you can go into any school and you just get this feeling of like family, of community. And, you know, I'll give you an example. Last year when we had the tornado, that was rough. You know, school ended early. We had a lot of destruction in the area.
Yep.
And just this community, our superintendent was on the front lines. He opened the doors of Rogers High School as kind of a beacon of hope for families that didn't have anywhere to go to stay. You know, because finding hotels, rentals became nearly impossible in this area.
It's true.
And just
That's
the
true.
cleanup, I mean, he mobilized cleanup efforts around the community to get the job done. And I don't know that would happen in another community. I don't know.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that time. Yep.
Just incredible. And that camaraderie, the people coming together. I had damage at my house, and he sent a whole team of people to my house
Oh,
to help clean up with chainsaws. It was just incredible.
Dr. Perry, right?
Dr. Perry.
Shout out to Dr. Perry.
Yeah.
There it is.
Amazing.
Oh, that's amazing. I love to hear stuff like that.
Yeah, it's always hearing these stories, excuse me, about experiences with our district and our county in general. I think it's refreshing for me, especially since we're a community here in the area.
Right.
And so hearing these experiences firsthand, for me, it's always how do I say it? Almost a blessing, if you will, to know that
Right.
we're in an area that's possible.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, now with school choice kind of opening up the doors, like parents have choices. They
Yeah.
can choose where to send their kids to school. And I think, you know, when you come to Rogers, you're getting the best of a lot.
Mm.
So
I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So you've been here at the school. How long have you been with Grace Hill? I don't know if we touched
I'm
it.
just finishing my 6th year.
Your 6th year here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 6 years here with the
Yeah.
team and the school. Do you
Yeah.
have any proud moments that you've had with your team here recently
yeah.
or during your whole time? And if you would,
Yeah.
give a shout out to them? Or
We have worked really hard on moving the school forward with student achievement. We're high poverty, high English language learners, just a high needs school.
hmm
And when I started here 6 years ago, we were struggling in some areas. And one of the things the state does is they grade you on a report card. So
Okay.
every school gets a letter grade, A through A, B, C, D, or F, right? And so we've worked really hard over the last few years to really bring our letter grade up. And letter grades are not public this year yet.
Sure.
So I cannot disclose what our letter grade is publicly,
Okay.
but I will say we're very proud of our hard work and how much movement
nice.
we've made.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can you share what it was before?
I can.
Okay.
When I came 6 years ago, we were a D.
Okay.
And we have we went up to a C, and we're hoping for a B this year, and we're really, really proud of where we landed this year.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So when would this announcement? Is it made like public? Is it through the
I
school
don't know
website?
when the state I don't know when
Oh,
the
okay.
state's going to release that
Gotcha.
officially to the public. I do know we kind of were given a period this year. We switched the type of testing that we're doing. So we were taking one type of assessment. Now we've switched to another. And because of that, I think they're still trying to figure out kind of give a grace period to the changeover.
I mean,
Sure.
It makes sense.
Okay.
But definitely released some information to administrators so we'd kind of know where we stand, that
Sure.
kind of thing.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I know we'll be looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing
Oh,
that
yeah,
once it does
absolutely.
release.
Essentially everyone that joins up that gives us their time on the podcast is like family.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you guys are the new in-laws.
Yeah.
You guys are you guys are part of this podcast family forever.
Yeah.
So we would stay in touch, and we always want the best. For our guests.
Absolutely. For sure.
Is there and we always take a moment in this podcast to give allow our guests to give a shout out to anyone in their team, their friends, their family, a staff
Yeah.
member, whatever it might be, to just highlight them as well, right? Sometimes
Yeah.
our guests might think of somebody that's impact them or that really helps them, that maybe don't get it a lot, or just again, just something that comes to mind, and then we also add this disclosure as well. That's it. Disclosure. If your name doesn't, if the guest or someone doesn't get named or so, we
Yeah.
don't mean this in a bad way. Sometimes it's just
Yeah.
more for fun or care or whatever it might be.
Yeah,
But if there's somebody that you want to give a shout out to, who would that be?
Yeah, I definitely, the growth, just where I've been in my career, where we all got to the place we are by relying on somebody. We didn't get there alone.
That is true.
So definitely my parents, huge
Aw.
cheerleaders for me growing up and just always believing in me. But also I'll give a shout out, and she's retiring this year, Anita Turner, principal at
Miss Turner.
Northside.
Yes.
I was an assistant principal under her, and just her mentorship has meant the world to me. Just growing up. Dr. Hill, Roger Hill, he's the human resource director for the district. Just an amazing man of character. Dr. Perry, definitely my husband, because he's been with me through the pitfalls of
Yeah.
the job, and the highs, the lows, and everything in between, and just sticking it out through the bad and the good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Amazing. Miss Turner's very cool. Shout out to
Yeah.
her and everyone that you said. That's amazing. We love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good old husband. Shout out to your
Yeah.
husband. What's your husband's name, if you don't mind?
Josh Meister.
Josh Meister.
Yeah.
Shout out to Josh Meister.
Yeah.
out to
And if you
Josh.
ever need an attorney,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a good
Ah,
one.
yes, that's
Yeah.
correct. He's an
Did you hear
attorney.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
What's the spiel for Josh for his
So
service?
he does probably about 30% of his work is criminal defense,
Okay.
but he does a little bit of everything: adoptions, wills, trusts, divorce, custody, a little
Okay.
bit of everything.
Okay.
Jack
good
of all
to
trades.
Jack of all
There it
trades.
is.
Yep.
I love
know.
it.
Josh Meister.
Yes.
Where's his office located?
It's downtown Rogers
Okay.
off of 2nd Street.
Okay.
Oh,
So
nice.
kind of in the
Cool.
heart of
Okay.
downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop by and take a selfie
Yeah.
with them.
Hey, we'll have to
Meister
do it.
McCracken Law Firm. I'll give them a shout out.
There it
Yeah.
is. There it
you go.
is. Cool.
Love it. Love it. Well, speaking about downtown Rogers a little bit,
Yeah.
something we do on this podcast is we also love to highlight the area we're in.
Yeah.
We love NWA. We love what we're about, how we are, the diversity we have that you've touched on a little bit.
Right.
So let's say you have family members. You say from Stillwater. What?
My family originally from like Oklahoma City area.
Okay, Oklahoma
Yeah.
City. So let's say you have family members that have never been here before, or
Yep.
friends. What do you tell them about NWA when they come here the first time?
Man, we normally go on some kind of a trail. Like it can be like Kohler in Bentonville is amazing. They have that airship coffee right on the trail. You can stop
So
at. They have
unique.
like open air swings you can sit on.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yep.
So we definitely do that. Crystal Bridges is always a favorite. The museum there, and then the trails there. Lake at Atlanta up here, the park, and just walking around the lake is definitely a highlight. And then anytime we can get on the river, which is a little bit further out, but like the Kings River is one of our go-to places to float.
Kings River, I would
They
agree.
have great kayaking spots and really, really fun.
Float trips are always mentioned, I think, when you want to think about over here.
Ooh, they're fun.
A good float trip is they're amazing.
Yeah.
You have to have solid relationships with the people you go with, because I've seen many a people end in some kind of a fight at the end, like dating couples and that kind of thing, because their canoe flipped, or they had a little bit of a struggle on the river. But it is a great time.
I remember we went with maybe a couple years at this point. We went to Elk River. Me and my fiance and her brothers and her parents and her brothers, my friends. Well, I think it was just super dry that year.
Yeah.
Because we just kept getting stuck. It felt like every 5 minutes. So we had to get out and just like drag everything.
Definitely look at the water levels before you go.
Yeah. We had that experience, but it's still a great time.
Yeah,
with friends.
it is. It's a good time.
Yeah. No. Oh man, dragging on your float trip sucks.
Oh, it was hot. Like it was hardly any water.
That's when the crankiness sets in and people start arguing and getting mad at each other. So
Bathroom break. Yeah, very true. I will never forget one of the first float. This is like notorious. This is just a story I tell so much. Wear sunscreen to begin with, for sure. But I remember my dad was visiting from California, and we went out to the Buffalo River. I was so excited to take him. Beautiful. First time I had been there, but just generally, the notorious Buffalo River. So we get there. It's a beautiful day, and it's water levels perfect, sun is out perfect, everything, and get on the river and have a beer or so down,
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, oh, just take off my shirt. It's so hot. Whatever. Going down the river an hour or two later, I'm like, and every now and then I'll throw some water on my back because it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
Man, by the did the whole day. By the time I got home, I couldn't sleep on my back for 3 days because I
had some kind of second or third degree.
I would agree. For 3 days, I couldn't sleep on my back. It was so red. And my dad kept, hey, it's like, are you okay? You can put some sunscreen. I'm like, no, it's good. It doesn't even hurt.
Yeah.
Just throw some water on the back, And I swear those
famous
3
last
days.
words, right?
Yeah. Those 3 days at home was just terrible. I was just sleeping on my stomach for those days. It was funny. It was a learning experience. Wear your sunscreen. Now I just wear a shirt, long sleeve, like a water shirt or whatever. But I think that was always going to be one of my favorite stories. We had a great time on the river, but I also was like, is anyone else hot? Back's all burning and everything. But Christina, what's one of these hidden gems that most people don't know about here in Arkansas, or here in this Northwest Arkansas area?
Okay, so we love, my husband and I love food, all types of food.
Speaking my language.
We love going out and trying new local restaurants, that kind of thing. One of my favorites has become Casa Alejo in downtown Rogers. I don't know if anyone's been there. It's great. Just the atmosphere's great. The food, the drinks, it's all great. And then Blue in downtown Rogers is a sushi restaurant. It's actually the old fire station. They've converted it into a restaurant, and they're going to be expanding. But they're one of our favorites. We go there probably on a weekly basis. And we really love Ozark Brewery.
Ozark Brewery, yep.
And they have great food trucks there too.
They do. Ozark Brewery, what does that remind me of? I don't know. Great place. Yeah, no. One of my favorite, for sure.
One more I thought of is City Pump. So City Pump, it's under they have new owners, and they've just done a great job. They've had some live music going on out there recently, lots of great options for food trucks, and it's just family friendly. It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
One of our previous guests, Patrick Pulliam, he had one of his patio socials there.
That is correct.
About it was fairly recent. I don't know how long.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's great because they have the outdoor space that you can sit outside, but they have indoor space for like bad weather. and it's just a good time.
I like that a lot. Enrique, how about you? What's some of your hidden gems here?
Hidden gems? I don't know too many, but I mention this place all the time. And it's not Taco Bell. Everybody knows about Taco Bell, but it's there in downtown Rogers. At any time I'm craving breakfast or just like a mom and pop shop environment, I'll go to Westner's Grill.
Oh
They're in downtown Rogers.
Yeah.
Our friends own that. Actually,
No way.
one of the guys, he's in our community group. He's coming to my house tonight.
Is he actually?
Yeah, Jack. Jack.
Look at that smile.
Debner. Yeah.
I love it there.
Yeah.
It's so good there.
Yeah.
You know, we shout out already to, you said it was Jack?
Yeah.
Shout out to Jack, just because we won't, Peddler's Pub was our first restaurant. You know,
Okay.
and I remember when I now said this on the episode, I said, I remember when I started this podcast, or even when I was just sitting in my living room thinking of an idea, and I said, who could I get on my podcast?
Yeah.
And I did think of a few teachers and principals, and so, but I was like, Peddler's Pub was like immediately one of the first people. It's always anyone that comes to visit us, we'll take them to Peddler's Pub, and they love the food. And I was like, man, if I could just get, and the mayor of Pea Ridge hooked it up. So thank you, Nathan, for putting us, connecting us. So, hey, I'm sure Enrique would appreciate the plug.
Oh, for sure.
For West.
So on a note that's not food related.
Sure.
The Rail Yard in downtown Rogers, it looks like a mini version of the amp, the music amp.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they start doing live concerts, I believe, this weekend.
I was like, very soon.
Yeah. Totally free to the community.
Yep.
You can go out. They have all different kinds of live music set up throughout the summer. They used to let you bring like your own ice chest, chairs, that kind of thing out there. It's fun.
That's true. Yeah. The Rail Yard does put on free, basically summer concerts.
I'll do that with my in-laws and I just call them my in-laws. My fiance will go together every summer. We'll do that. So.
It's a lot of fun.
Does Roger still do the Frisco Festival? Remember back in the day?
They do. They do.
I believe it all the time.
I don't know when. I haven't seen anything, but I'm sure they still do.
Frisco Fest. I remember that.
Yeah. Back in the day, I used to go to like downtown Rogers, and
I remember that
it was
too.
usually in the evening, I think.
Yeah.
There would be like vendors, and you know, kind of. I remember going as a high school kid and just kind of walking around, and it was just at night. It was cool, but. But we kind of touched on our favorite spots and some hidden gems. So really what leaves us now is the question from our previous guest. And of course, so the question that was left from Kevin was, what is your favorite mountain bike trail or greenway trail? I think we can kind of expand that question. So
I kind of mentioned it earlier, was Kohler Creek. It's a great area. First of all, I love coffee. So anytime you can do a little exercising, but then stop and get a drink on the trail, it's great. So that is definitely one of my go-to spots. And they have a beautiful creek along the trail.
Yeah, it's a nice trail. That's a nice one there. Yeah, go in the evening, and even if you're just by yourself, honestly.
They have the musical bridge there. I don't know if you've walked across it. You walk in it, and it's like you hear. It's just the way the wind, I think, moves through it.
Maybe I just haven't noticed. Maybe I'm not paying attention enough.
Yeah.
I always wondered: is it really the wind, or is there speakers?
I think there's speakers under it. Now that you say that, originally I'm like, oh, that's really cool, but then I'm like, wait a minute, I think there's a speaker under this.
Because I'm like, man, it's really consistent. Like how?
Yeah. I think there is a speaker, but you know what? People coming don't have to know that.
Very true.
It's a wonderful musical bridge.
There you go. I wouldn't. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. Walmart did some.
I hope it didn't ruin anyone's experience.
Thinking it was real.
No, it is very cool. So I would say, the great. I love how if you go towards the coffee shop, if you go away from the coffee shop, it takes you to Best Friends. Kind of have to go up the hill and then kind of
where you're talking about the dog, like the rescue facility. It's a really neat place.
Yeah, shout out to Best Friends, because you can basically go there, and they also have a coffee shop there as well.
That's where you can get your dog.
I would love to, but you can also if you didn't know, you can actually do like a take the dog for the day out.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I don't
did
want to say
not know
rent
that.
dog because
Yeah.
you can rent a dog because it's free, so it's not like
Yeah.
that works. But
Rent
basically,
a
you can go into the
dog.
facility and take the dog and take
On
it
a
out.
walk.
No, you can take it home with you. You can take it to the
Oh.
park, take it out for the day, and then bring
Yeah.
it back before they close.
That's so
Okay.
sad. I feel heartbroken every time having to
To
take
bring
that
I mean,
dog.
hey,
back.
but in
I
that
couldn't do
Yeah.
it.
they still enjoy it for the day, even if
Yeah.
they don't get home, they can go.
Yeah.
But I get you.
I would
It
be
is a
real
really
sad.
nice facility. It's
Super
not
nice
like
facility.
a,
Yes.
it's not like a pound or anything. It's
No,
a very
it's
nice
a very nice
facility.
facility. Yeah,
Good.
that's another actually hidden gem that I take my family to. Pet
Yeah.
dogs and cats all day.
Yeah.
So yes, Christina, what is the question left
Okay.
for our next guest?
I've been thinking about this. I wrote one down. So here's my question. What is something that you were most impressed with in our Northwest Arkansas community? So something you're most impressed with in our Northwest Arkansas community.
Like that question. Good one.
That's a very good question. I love it.
There's so much that can be
There's
said.
so much.
Yeah,
So
it's an easy answer.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Juan Carlos.
Yeah.
that the
Do
answer?
you have an answer to it?
I will say I go with I don't know how you call this, mannerism maybe.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of community, I just think of people. Like
Mhm.
my mind thinks immediately to people, and then I think of what about this area about the people. And I think
Mhm.
wherever I go,
Mm.
everyone's just really, really nice,
Mm-hmm.
and that impresses me because you go to other cities and
Mhm.
immediately that's not the case.
No,
Like
it's
people
not.
don't look at you in the eye, don't look at
Yeah.
you, just walk right by you.
Yeah.
Don't hold the door for you. You don't really want to strike up a conversation with anyone at a restaurant or so forth, or everyone's trying to flex on you or whatever, in these bigger cities. And it's like,
That's so true.
I just want to talk to somebody, or
Mhm.
get something from a local in a way. And I feel like every time I go out somewhere in town, at a store or something, you can really just talk to somebody
Mhm.
and you can make a silly joke.
Yeah.
I do this all the time. I'll like if I'm at a grocery store and someone grabs a can,
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Oh, that's the one I wanted,"
Uh,
and
yeah.
pretend like I'm gonna grab
Yeah.
it, and then next, they like are genuinely laughing, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding,"
Yeah.
or I might be like, "Are you following me?" or and it just and then it just kind of goes that way,
Yeah.
And I think in a bigger city, that's just like, bro,
Yeah.
you're weird.
Yeah.
Don't even talk to me.
Mm.
So, anyways, to me, that's most impressed by. But the reason I said, oh, that's maybe somewhat of an easier question because you remember the question that John Rex left Furman. He's like, what can we make the city the opportunity for? What's an opportunity for Northwest Arkansas? And then Furman
I
was like,
like
thanks,
that
John, for the
question.
hard question.
Yeah.
I like the question.
Yeah.
So, Christina, if you remember Furman from last year's what's the award? Wall of Distinction.
Wall of Distinction.
Wall of
banquet.
Distinction.
Yeah.
His episode releases this Friday.
Okay, I will definitely listen to that.
Yeah. So
guy.
Yeah, that was a
that's
fun
why-
episode.
That's why
Yeah.
it was so in my mind. I was like, oh, because I'm
Yeah.
editing it right now and
Yeah.
I'm laughing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah.
Good.
But Christina, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, this has been really fun. Thanks so much for having me.
We really appreciate that feedback. We try to make it fun. We try to make it genuine and fun for our audience, fun for each other. This is such a passion project for Enrique and I. And, the idea of this is that people listen and now there's a connection to Grace Hill, right? There's a connection to you. Like this is Christina's the principal of Grace Hill and I love my child going here or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it just connects us to the community a little bit more so they can get to know us more is really what this whole mission is. So thank you for your time. And Enrique, of course, every time. Thank you for your time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, time for us is me especially, I think it's not just me, right? But time is super valuable. So thank you again for taking time out of your day to sit with us after hours here at the school. We appreciate you letting us in.
Absolutely.
So, but folks, and again, thank you for your time for tuning in. Just thank you for just following us. Please, if this episode, if this podcast really hits home with you, we'd love for you guys to share and follow us on social media. Our Instagram handles SO NWA podcast. But besides that, guys, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.